Interludes, this is GSmaniamsmart, and I'm today on a brand new video for Gaming with GS. Today's video we're looking at Guild Wars 2 and specifically the new Halloween content that has just been released yesterday, along with the new expansion Heart of Thorns. A lot of people are playing it, a lot of people were excited yesterday when it released. Arena had a live stream where they actually showed how they activated the expansion by pressing the big button, and it was a pretty fun time we had yesterday on the game and on the live stream. But today I do have some videos for Heart of Thorns about the mastery system, about the elite specializations, but I kind of want to get a feel for them a little more. I know there are a lot of questions, and for now I just want to give you guys a Halloween guide, which is basically going to show you what you can get for Halloween this year, how you can get them, and all the activities that are available this year. And the reason I'm doing this is because I do see a lot of questions in map chat about how you can get specific items. I do see a lot of questions in the forums and on Reddit asking of what certain events give you, and a lot of just questions in general in map chat even. So this is the guide for all of you who are new to Guild Wars 2, don't know anything about Halloween, and want to know what you can get. So let's go and start off with the candy corn vendors. Actually, I think we should probably start off with the events before I go over the rewards, so I actually know how to get the rewards. But for the events, we have a good collection of them. It's basically a mixture of 2012's events and 2013 and 14 events, because in 2013 and 14 we had the event for Halloween that was called Blood and Madness. However, this year we have 2012's events, which is Shadow of the Mad King. And for this year, you basically have the Mad King in Lion's Arc, which runs around and tells jokes. I don't know if he still tells jokes. I don't see him very often, but I do know he still plays Mad King Says. And it's basically like a game that Simon Says. You have to listen to what he says, and if he says Mad King Says do this, then you type in slash and then whatever he told you to do. They're emotes. From that, you can get trick-or-treat bags. You can also get some other stuff, but everything I've been getting has recently been trick-or-treat bags. You do probably get some blues, greens, maybe you get a yellow. But the main reason you're doing that is for trick-or-treat bags. There's also an achievement for that, but we'll go over achievements in a little bit. So you have Mad King Says, which is that, and that event happens every 2 hours. So just check every hour. That's how I usually check it. But I think there's something about like it happening on even hours, and then I think after Sunday on odd hours. Not sure, but I know that it happens on every 2 hours. Then you also have the Mad King's Clock Tower, which is the Halloween jumping puzzle, and it's basically it's sort of like a timed jumping puzzle, and there's no like real timer, but if you're not fast enough on a jumping puzzle, you basically die. So it's a cool little jumping puzzle. It's not too difficult. I mean, once you sort of know where to jump, it's pretty easy. But if you're new to it, you're probably gonna have a hard time, because if you don't jump into correct places, or if you're not quick enough, you could probably die. But from that, you have the chance of getting a piece of the armor set, the Mad King's armor set. There is a Mad King's armor set, and you can get a part of it from the jumping puzzle. You can also get trick-or-treat bags. So that's the jumping puzzle there. Along with the jumping puzzle, we also have the Mad King's Labyrinth, which is a great place to just farm. If you have a low level, go in there, farm with that character. You'll get tons of levels really quickly. You follow Commander. They'll basically guide you around the whole map. And in that labyrinth, you can also get tons of trick-or-treat bags. And you can also get the daily chests from the veteran bosses. There are 3 veteran bosses. I believe it's the Horror, the Viscount, which is a big candy corn, and the Lich, I believe. So there's 3 legendary bosses, and if you kill them, you basically get a daily chest from them. They are also achievements for this year's Halloween. So the main reason why you want to go in the labyrinth is to level. It's also to gain tons of trick-or-treat bags. But you also want to go there for pumpkin carving, which is the next thing. You can also do pumpkin carving around Tyria. There are pumpkins everywhere, mainly in the Lion's Arc and mainly in the Labyrinth. So I think one of the achievements is to carve like a certain amount of pumpkins. I already have you basically get a title. You get a Master Carver. I forget how many pumpkins it is. I think it's something like, I don't know if it's 150 or 200. But I do know that there are achievements for Tier 1. There's 4 tiers. And depending on how many pumpkins you carve, you achieve the tier. And if you finish the last tier of pumpkin carving, you get the title Master Carver. And a lot of the pumpkin carving can be done in the Mad King's realm, which is the Labyrinth, because they're really everywhere in there. So that's why you want to go for the Labyrinth for. Then we also have the mini dungeon, which is Ascent to Madness, which was previously released in 2012, 13, and 14. They didn't bring it back, but this year they brought it back. It's a pretty easy and quick dungeon. And when you get to the end of the dungeon, you're able to get more trick-or-treat bags, but you're also able to pick up the rare item Tattered Bat Wings, which sells for like 16, 17 gold currently on the TP, but you also need to use it to make the shoulder piece, the bat shoulder piece. Luckily for me, I did get that rare item on my first run of Ascent to Madness, and I was like, what is this, you know? So that's what you can get. If you're lucky, you can get it very early. Some people have been running a dungeon like over and over, and they have still haven't gotten it, but I don't think it should be too difficult because I have the worst luck, and if I can get it, I'm pretty sure some of you can get it. But so that's Ascent to Madness. I believe you can also get rare drops of certain skins. I'm not quite sure. I've run a dungeon at least 5 or 6 times. According to the wiki, you were able to get rare skin drops, so I'm guessing you're still able to. But the main reason people are doing it is to get trick-or-treat bags, and because it's a quick dungeon, and to get the Tattered Bat Wings. You know, if you have one piece of Tattered Bat Wing already, and you get another one, then you could sell it for 17, 16, 15 gold, which is a lot of money for only a short little dungeon. So there's Ascent to Madness. And then apart from that, we also have the Costume Brawl still. I don't think there's an achievement for it this year, but you can turn into, well, you could have done this all year, but you can basically use a tonic and turn yourself into like a candy corn elemental or a skeleton or something like that, and you can actually Costume Brawl against people in Lion's Arc. Unfortunately, I think there was an achievement last year for it, but I think they took it out. But there's tons of achievements which we can actually go over now. As for achievements, they're not too difficult at all, really. And if you complete them, you actually can get tons of trick-or-treat bags, but you can also get a free candy corn cob. And you can use these candy corn cobs for the vendors. But the achievements here are that you have to donate 1,000 pieces of candy corn, which can be found near the bank by Lion's Arc. If you donate 1,000 pieces of candy corn, you basically get that achievement. You also gain an item that gives you karma, I think like 3,000 or 5,000 karma, and then you also get an achievement for killing the 3 legendary bosses inside the labyrinth. There's an achievement for each of those. You also have an achievement for completing a round of Mad King Says, which is pretty easy. Then you have the pumpkin carving achievement, which you have to carve a certain amount of pumpkins. Apart from that, you also have a PvP achievement, which is using Scarecrow or Mad King stomps against players in PvP or WVW. If you do a certain amount of those, tier 1 is 20. I don't remember how much tier 2 is. I haven't started that one yet. And then the last one we have is Shut the Doors, which in the labyrinth you're basically opening a ton of doors, and if you basically kill the enemies that come out of the doors, that's considered shutting the doors. There are 3 tiers of that. 50 doors is the maximum. I think of the first one. The first tier is 10 doors. The first tier is maybe 5 doors. The second tier is 20 doors, I think. The third tier is 50 doors. Can't remember quite clear, but the maximum is 50 doors. So you need to do that. You also have opening trick-or-treat bags. If you open a certain amount of trick-or-treat bags, you also gain an achievement for that. It's 50 trick-or-treat bags for both tiers. And once you've completed 8 of those achievements, then, and be aware, there are 9 achievements, so if you don't do one of them, then it'll still give it to you. So if you complete at least 8 achievements, then you do gain 25 achievement points, and you get the candy corn cob. Now, while we're at the candy corn cobs already, what can you use these candy corn cobs for? Well, you can go to the candy corn cob vendors in Lion's Arc. There's a ton of them around. Usually these candy corn vendors were only in like specific places last year, but now they actually have them in 3 or 4 different places in Lion's Arc, so they're pretty easy to find. Some of them do sell you some recipes for the chef, and there's some pretty good recipes because some of these items are the highest magic find items in the game. I know they give like some of them like 36 of almost, I think, close up to 40% magic find increase. But then again, they do cost around three cobs, and some of them cost 1 cob. And a lot of these items you can still buy off the TP when Halloween is over. I know these spicy pumpkin cookies were selling for 2-3 silvers each when Halloween wasn't going on, and now they're down to 21 copper or so. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, you can actually go ahead and buy the recipes from there. You also have recipes to craft tonics, which basically turn you into special things. Like it can turn you into a plastic spider, it can turn you into a mummy, a candy corn. So if you want to craft those, you can. But then the big one here is we have a vendor that actually sells you certain minis. They also sell you the new Shackles of Madness skin. They send you the 20 slot Halloween pails, which I actually have a video on already on how to do. You could do this even when it's not Halloween. They also have the Hexed outfit, and they have the one that everyone's been talking about has been the Blue Wolf Gwynford. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know, but it's basically that blue cute wolf, the ghost wolf, and that is for 100 candy corn cobs. Originally last year, you had to open tons and tons of trick-or-treat bags to get them. I think the drop rate was like 1 out of 200,000, or probably even higher than that. I saw a lot of people in the forums complaining about that now selling for 100 candy corn cobs. But, personally, I think, it's now available for everyone to get. Some people don't have the gold to buy that many trick-or-treat bags. But then again, I can also see it on the other side that, people who wanted to have something rare in the game that no one else has it are now kind of let down, because now it's an easy way to get it. But then again, it is an old mini now, so new minis are available this year. But if you want to get it, you can get it for 100 candy corn cobs. So one way to get the candy corn cob is from the achievement, A Sweet Friend. However, you can also turn 1,000 candy corn into a candy corn cob. When you're doing Halloween stuff, you're going to get tons and tons of candy corn. It's really easy to get. I got like 1,000 candy corn in the labyrinth after only an hour and a half or so. So it's pretty easy to get candy corn. And 1,000 of them will turn into candy corn cobs. And then you can go ahead and use that 1,000 to turn into a cob, and then use the cobs to basically buy a mini or some of the recipes. And you also have Gibbering Skulls, as well as Tyria's Best Nugget Center, and the high quality plastic fangs, and those are used to craft some of the higher tier skins. There's like a spider bow. There's also the crossing, which is like kind of a cool looking staff that's Halloween themed, and then they also have a shield that the Mad King has, and it's a moon shield. You'll see the screenshots on screen right now, but those you're gonna need some of those plastic fangs and gibbering skulls to create the gifts of the spider, the gift of the moon, and gift of the souls, and then you can craft those rare Halloween skins. Talking about Halloween skins, they are also selling other Halloween skins. Specifically, they're selling the improvised weapon skins. They're down to only 1 ticket, and you're now able to buy those if you go to the Black Lion Trading Company in Lion's Arc on the northeast corner of the map. You can actually buy these skins for only 1 Black Lion ticket. Apart from that, we also have some other Halloween skins that you can buy from one of the candy corn vendors, but essentially those are also going to cost Black Lion tickets. But they do have a secondary set of Black Lion skins that you can get if you'd like, if you have the tickets, but those are 2 tickets. And this toy chest is literally just for collecting these skins, but I mean, if you have the Black Lion tickets, then you can actually buy all these, and I think your reward is 5 Black Lion tickets in return. So there's that collection if you want to do it. And I think that pretty much is all the events and collections for Halloween. Let's go ahead and go to trick-or-treat bags. What can you get from trick-or-treat bags? And this is where a lot of the new stuff comes in. The way around that are formatting Halloween, I'm guessing, is that old stuff is going on candy corn cob vendors, and new stuff is going to be placed into the trick-or-treat bags. Now, trick-or-treat bags, you're still going to get tons of luck from them. You're still going to get pretty much everything else that you can get in Halloween. So everything that I just mentioned now, you can still get from trick-or-treat bag. You can still get a candy corn from trick-or-treat bag. You can still get the gibbering skulls and the plastic fangs from trick-or-treat bags, and the luck, obviously. But some of the new things that you can get from the trick-or-treat bags are some of the new minis and also some of the new weapon skins. They do have 3 new minis, and on the screen right now, you'll see them. I don't know the exact names of them, but you can find them in the account wardrobe under minis if you click through them. But essentially, there's 3 new minis, and then you also have 3 new weapon skins, which is one of them is a hammer skin, which is the pumpkin smasher. The other one is a scepter skin, which is the nest. There's also a pistol skin. I don't know, I forget the name of that one. And then there's also an axe skin, which is like a dragon axe, and as well as a mummy backpack, which is a new backpack skin. And then obviously we have the big new item, which everyone's been liking and getting, which is the Bat Wings, which can also be used as a glider skin for the new Heart of Thorns, which costs 700 gems in the gem store. So those are new items. Most of this you can get from trick-or-treat bags. The only thing you can't get from trick-or-treat bags is the Batwing glider skin and the Batwing back piece. So that pretty much sums it up, I guess. Now, when you kill monsters across Tyria, you can have a chance of getting trick-or-treat bags. But essentially, the main part of Halloween is basically to get a ton of trick-or-treat bags. Open them up, see if you get some of these rare, cool skins. If you like any of these rare, cool skins. And if you're someone who doesn't like any of the rare, cool skins, or you don't like any of the minis, or you only like one mini and you already got that mini, and everything else you don't really like, there is a benefit to you for doing all the events here, is that you do get trick-or-treat bags, and trick-or-treat bags are selling right now for 5 silvers each. They're probably gonna go down to 4 silvers, but I don't think they'll drop below 4 silvers. But if you get at least yesterday I sold I think 70 trick-or-treat bags or 60 trick-or-treat bags or something like that, and I got up to 3 gold. So it is a really easy way to make gold. Just go in the labyrinth, or do the jumping puzzle every day if you're really good at it, or do Matt King Says several times, and you do get tons and tons of trick-or-treat bags. And if you don't want to open them, if you have enough luck already, or if you don't want to get any more of that Halloween crap, then you can go ahead and just sell them on a trading post, because there are tons of people who do want them, who are into collecting everything the game has to offer. So those are on high demand, and they'll actually sell for a lot. So you can make some good money off of Halloween, but you can also have a lot of fun with your friends. A lot of these events you can do with friends. The Labyrinth you can do with your friends. The Clock Towers, for some reason, you can't do with your friends because it puts you in an instance with random people. But you can also do Mad King Says with your friends, and you can also do the dungeon with your friends. So, lots of cool stuff. If you're new to the game, welcome to the Halloween. This is how things usually are. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you found it helpful. I tried to look for a Halloween guide online. Didn't really see one. So, I'm hoping this one can serve you well. If I missed anything, you can definitely leave a comment below. We're all here to help each other out to get everything in Halloween. If you ever do want to preview one of the skins that you may not see, you do. Everything is on a trading post right now. All the weapon skins are on a trading post. The Pumpkin Smasher, the Nest, all the other skins are on a trading post. You can look them up. You can preview them if you like them. You can also find them in your account wardrobe. So you want to preview something before actually dedicating yourself to farm for it, or dedicating yourself to buy off the trading post, you can go to your account wardrobe, which is by your bank, and you can actually preview those new skins right from there without having to look them up in the trading post, look them up in the wiki, or buying them or trying to farm for them. Unfortunately, the wiki is not up to date with a lot of stuff yet. The community is trying to update the wiki. I've been trying to update a little bit here and there. So, a lot of this stuff is not going to be in the wiki, so hopefully I've covered everything. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. We're going to be coming out with Heart of Thorns videos very soon, explaining some of the things. We're going to explain the new guild system. It can be a little complicated to understand. I did a lot of research on that type of stuff, but I'll be sharing that with you guys later. Until next time. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video helped you out in any way. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It'll really help me out. If you didn't like it, you can leave a comment below as well and give some feedback. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments as well. And I usually try my best to answer those comments within the next 24 to 48 hours, depending on how busy I am. I also have plenty of other content on my channel about different gaming tutorials, as well as general gaming videos for Guild Wars 2, League of Legends, Minecraft, and any others that you may be interested in. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe too. Would really appreciate it. You can also check out my other channels and social medias as shown on the screen right now. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. And this is GSmaniamsmart, and I'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.